welcome to another reselling vlog. In these videos, in case you're new here, usually I'm showing you a huge haul of items that I did not get a chance to film while shopping. Then we talk about what sold in my Etsy shop because you guys always want to know what I'm getting for all the pieces that I'm showing you. Am I actually selling these things? Yes, I am actually. They're going out of the house too fast for me to keep up with. And then we're gonna end the video with a tour of my brand new vintage booth. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into the haul footage. I went to a lot of estate sales this week and I had some phenomenal luck. So I don't have any shopping footage because generally when I go to estate sales, I don't usually film because one, the homeowner or their family might be there and it's kind of weird for me to film. And then second, it's so competitive, I have to grab as much stuff as I can in the moment. And if I was filming, I would lose out on some cool stuff. So I went to an amazing part 3 of an estate sale series and I got these awesome hands. I saw these in the photos and I was like, I have to get there early just for these hands. And luckily I was the one who scored them. I had another reselling friend who wanted them. So I'm sorry I got these. And you didn't, but she did get a piece of art that I would have wanted. So I guess it ends up working out in the end. But I thought these were amazing. So happy I was able to get them. Luckily, because the estate sale was held at the same house all 3 times in the series, I got to know the house really well. So I was able to go in and weave and get stuff very quickly, which is not always the case with estate sales. Sometimes you're just going in blind and you don't know where you're gonna go and find the stuff. But this estate sale was, I was a pro by the third one. If you have not seen my haul from the first estate sale that they had in this series, go watch it. It's in 2 parts because it was so epic. And I got so many amazing things. So this sale was known for copper pieces. And so I got this awesome copper tray plate. I thought it was beautiful. I love the etched detail. It was $11.50, which is great because there's a lot of margin. I'm picking up a lot of copper right now. And the sale also had a few brass pieces that I got. So this adorable brass bow hook, I fell in love with it. It was $6.50. I actually found this in the bathroom. Always go into the bathrooms at estate sales because that's where they have all sorts of interesting stuff that you might want. I've found art in the bathrooms. I mean, it's just amazing the stuff you can find in the bathrooms. It's not just toiletries and like gross stuff. It can be cool decor pieces. I forgot to mention that a lot of these things are gonna be available on Etsy. This is one of them. I thought it was adorable and I know someone's gonna want it because these hooks always sell for me. And speaking of brass, I also got this awesome brass hook. I thought it was very cool. It kind of has like an Indian vibe, like it's because it's made in India, so that's probably why it has kind of that vibe, but it's $3.50. Like I said, hooks and stuff like this always sell well, so that's why I had to get it. Now something for me is this adorable woven purse. So I've been wearing a lot more brown lately, and so I needed a brown purse. This was only $13.50. It's definitely vintage based on that tag. It has a lovely leather smell to it. And it's definitely worn, but you know, I don't mind because that's kind of the look, that vintage look. It has a crossbody strap. I was really into it. Most of my purses nowadays are basically thrifted or secondhand. And I just love when they have that wear and patina because it just adds, you know, to the outfit that I'm wearing because I'm picking up a lot of vintage clothes lately. I'm basically becoming a vintage person. Now this is not a vintage band tee. This actually I think I got this at Nordstrom Rack. But it was cute. I had to go there for formal wear, so I just picked it up. But anyways, I'm really excited about this, so I'm sorry, this will not be for sale. This is for me. Another great brass piece that I picked up is this, I'm assuming like soap holder, but I don't know what these hands are for. So if you could let me know what you think these hands are for, that would be awesome. I have not done any research on this stuff yet. I basically accumulated this stuff, put it in my studio space, and then I have like forgotten about it until now that I'm hauling it for you. And I probably should have done some research, but I thought this was great. Now I paid out for this. This was $18.50, but generally speaking, any type of like traditional or Victorian, European looking brass bathroom accessories sell really well and for a lot of money. At the sale that I went to the first time in the series, I got a soap like holder and loofah holder that goes on like the edge of a clawfoot tub. And I paid out for that, sold it for over $100. So I'm kind of like, you know, this stuff sells. So we'll see how much this is worth. It's very, very solid. It's not like the newer ones that you can see that are kind of replicas that are like thinner brass. So that's why I got it, but I thought it was very cool and this will be for sale on Etsy. So because pottery sells in my booth spaces, I am picking it up more and more. And this piece I thought was absolutely adorable. because it has the bird on it. And I fell in love with it because of the florals and the colors, but then when I turned it around and I saw that it had a bird and it was green, I was like, I really like that. So it's artist signed on the bottom, so it's definitely like a handmade piece, which is great. And it was $12.50, which I thought was a really good deal for something that is like artist made. Very unique, never seen it before. Knowing this person's home, it probably was like a well-known and really good quality like person that does pottery, because this person collected the best stuff. And so I'm just like, I need to do some research on that signature. I have some friends who like know everything about pottery, especially like the local ones. And so I have to ask them about this, but I thought this was a really beautiful piece, and this will be available on Etsy. Not in my booth space, actually. I know I said that pottery sells in my booth. I'm gonna try it on Etsy first. And then if it doesn't sell, then it'll go to my booth space. So something I kind of just decided to pick up on a whim is this really beautiful woven, or actually I should say needlepoint. I don't know if this is one of those bell things or what. Last time I was at the estate sale, so at part 2, I saw this and it was priced at $52. So I did not buy it. But this time it's priced at $20. So I decided to buy it. I do know that these are something that are very sought after. People, you know, like them to hang on the wall. They're just like a really great piece that can go in a spot in your home where you need something like long and narrow like this. And this one has the really great brass and old hardware, which I think is really cool. And I just love the blue colors. I feel like I don't often see the blues when I'm looking at needlepoint pieces, and so that's why I grabbed it. I thought it was really unique. It's fully lined on the back. So anyways, this will, again, another thing that will go on Etsy. That's one thing I'm trying to figure out all the time right now is like, what goes to my booth space first? What goes to Etsy first? And I'm kind of erring on the side of getting stuff into Etsy first, and then if it doesn't sell within a week or so, then I bring it to my booth space and see how it does there. But there's certain pieces that I know are just gonna do really well on Etsy, just based on our market in the Pacific Northwest. So old world stuff like this and like this sells a lot faster on Etsy for me because there's a huge market for it in the world versus in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of people in the Pacific Northwest are really into like mid-century modern and cottagecore and more like country. And so, I mean, I guess like these types of things can fit within some of those aesthetics, but generally speaking, they do a lot better on Etsy. I also picked up an unframed piece of art. So this is an original watercolor. I thought it was lovely. It's kind of a little moody to me because the greens are so dark. It was $8.50. I pick up loose art like this all the time because I can frame it up in a vintage frame because I love sourcing vintage frames. Like I see one and I can't leave it behind if it's really cheap. So anyways, I thought this was really great. And I feel like it could be cut down a little bit. Now, every time I say I'm gonna cut down art, you guys freak out, and I understand it, but sometimes you have to cut stuff down to make it fit in a frame. But I thought this was very cool, so I had to get it. So the last thing I got at that estate sale, before we get into the stuff that I actually got today, this morning, that sale was so good, is this very cool needlepoint cat. I love leopards, so I mean, I'm really into this, but I think the colors of the string or the floss or whatever the term is for the stuff you put in the needle. Anyways, I think it's a little too punchy for me for the rest of my home, but I thought it was a very cool piece. And for $16.50, I got it straight off the wall and put it in my bag because I thought it was great. It's very heavy. It's definitely been professionally framed, which I think is great. And I love the fact that the frame is like the black and it matches this really well. So anyways, this is probably gonna go to my booth space because I wanna bring in some pieces that are really like eye-catching and interesting. And I think that this will be that piece. Plus, Gen Zs like this type of thing. And that mall that I'm going to have my new booth space in definitely gets shot by the younger generations a lot. So I would always wanna have a few pieces for them too. So now we're gonna get into the stuff that I got this morning. Now this sale was so very good, and it was a private estate sale. So I did an estate sale tips video like a few weeks ago. Make sure you watch that video if you haven't. I'm gonna link it down below. And in that video, I tell you to make sure you're looking on Facebook Marketplace for those private estate sales, the ones that are not always listed on the estate sale roundup. So because this one was a private estate sale, not done by like an estate sale company, just like a person helping out the family, they're not usually attended as widely as the other ones. And so I got there early and I got all the brass. So they had so much brass and I got it all, which was amazing. So I can't wait to show you all that. And then I also got some other things. Now I went to the sale for this. Now this is one of those very collectible dogs. And I absolutely have been on the hunt for this type of dog. Actually, I went there for this dog and a spindle bamboo stand. Now that spindle bamboo stand was $350, so I passed on it, and I'll probably pass on it if I go back on half off day. But this little guy, also wildly expensive. I'm somewhat embarrassed to tell you how much I paid for this, especially since it's a singleton and they usually come in pairs. But these are very collectible. They usually have, hold their value. So I paid $60 for them. Which I know for anyone who's watching this, especially if you're dealing these, you may be like, you paid $60 for that? And I'm just say, yes. Now hear me out. I actually got a piece of furniture off the side of the road the other day and I sold it for 70 bucks. So I figured I would just buy this one today. I don't know. I never see these and I've always wanted one. And so it just hopped into my bag. So anyways, I went there for this thinking I was hoping it was gonna be like, 20 bucks or less. $60 later it's in my bag. But I did score huge on the other stuff and well made up my money times a billion. So that's why I was just like, okay, sometimes you just lose your mind and you buy something absurdly priced. But anyways, I'll show you some of the really cheap things that I got at the sale. So one of those things is this very cool candelabra. It was $8, wrought iron, very brutalist. This type of metal is very hot right now. I thought it was awesome, and for $8, I had to come home with it. I also got this very cool giant scalloped brass tray. Now this, again, brass tray is bestseller for me. You guys have heard me say this a billion times. This was $8. I will sell this probably for 58 to 68 bucks. So there alone is a really good flip. So I was just like, okay, I've made some good money already and just a few items that I got. So yeah, I thought this was beautiful. I love the edge details in the center and I cannot wait to shine this up because that's the one thing about all the stuff that I got is kind of grimy, which is a bummer, which means I have to clean it all up. But when I shine this up, it's gonna sing. So one thing I actually forgot to show you from that sale that we just did like a few minutes ago were these adorable brass shell place card holders. Now, I have a friend, a reselling friend, Taylor Portland Revive. You guys heard me talk about her. She found these recently and she sold a set of 12 for $150. $150. So I have a set of 8 that I'm gonna sell probably for around $100 and some. So if you check comps on these, they're wildly valuable. I don't know why, but they were $650 for this whole set. So really good flip. So I forgot to show you that from that other estate sale that I went to, but this is like the type of scores I've had this week, which is like finding stuff that's like really undervalued that I can flip for a lot of money. So back to the estate sale I went to this morning. I did grab this Mary statue. I thought she was lovely and definitely has a lot more detail than your typical white porcelain Mary statue. She was only $4. Religious things sell really well, especially in a booth space. And so that's why I got her. So she'll be going to my new booth that I'm setting up tomorrow, like finally officially setting it up and pricing everything. I'm like halfway moved in. But I just thought she was very eye-catching and awesome. And so yeah, really excited to find her. So the person at this sale was apparently from the UK. So they had a lot of like European type pieces. And this picture I thought was so beautiful. And I was like, that kind of looks Italian, but the colors, usually you're not seeing these colors in Italian pottery. And it is Italian. It says down there on the bottom. So made in Italy. The colors to me were just absolutely beautiful. So it was $4, which I thought was a really good deal. It has a little bit of a chip under there, but I don't think that's a huge game changer. I might actually be able to just fill it in a little bit with some paint to touch it up. But if you're using this on a shelf to decorate with or, with flowers, I don't think that's a game changer. So I don't know. I just love that it was like blackberries and the pinks. I was shocked to see this color palette. So anyways, this will be for sale. I'm probably going to have to like rehab it a little bit or I may keep it because as you guys know, I love me some pink and mauve and this is like a pink and mauve and I have a lot of hydrangeas right now blooming in my yard. I wouldn't mind like filling this up with hydrangeas, so we'll see. I talked myself into it. I may have to keep it now. we'll see. Anyways, I thought it was beautiful, so I had to get it. Now, I don't pick up a lot of linens, and I certainly don't pick up a lot of purple. But this linen purple tablecloth, I just thought was absolutely beautiful. So you can see the embroidered flowers, and I love the two-tone of the linen that has the cream and then the tan. I just thought it was stunning. It was only $4. And aside from a few like little stains, which is kind of to be expected in linen, because you know, if someone's using this, they're probably gonna get a stain on it. I just thought it was great. I thought it was beautiful. I just was compelled to pick it up. So I have been told many times over, a million times over, that linens are a good seller for people. And I will say that anytime I go to an estate sale and there's a linens table, there's always a flurry of ladies around it going through it. So I don't know if people are using them or just collecting them or what, but this one I thought was actually really beautiful. And I also kind of want to keep this, but when am I using this linen tablecloth? Probably never. So I have like a vision of having a dinner party in my mind, but I have yet to fulfill on that basically since my son was born 5.5 years ago. So maybe my season's coming. But anyways, this will be available for sale. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the box of brass. So I'm not gonna show you every single brass piece because that would be crazy. I am gonna show you this very cool swirly orange candle that I got because I have a vintage candle collection that I'm always building. It's in this drawer here. It's phenomenal. Anytime I see a swirly, I pick it up, and this was 50 cents, so I had to bring it home. But the brass, because I know you guys like the brass, there's a lot of very interesting pieces in here, and I'm gonna put everything that I got on top of my dresser and do like a pan so you guys can see. But this piece I have never seen before. It's a giant leaf with a very cute little frog on it. It was $5. I thought it was great. It has a hook on the back to hang on the wall. Really unique piece, never seen it before. So I was like, yes, please. I mean, I could not grab all the brass fast enough. I mean, I got a ton of brass candle holders because you guys know I make sets. And so those are good. Oh, I did get these cute little wooden teeny petite candle holders at the end. They were 25 cents. I just could not leave them behind. But one of the pieces I'm super excited about is this brass butterfly candle holder. I have not seen this before. It has its antenna or antennae still. It was $6, which I thought was a really good deal. Loved it, fell in love, had to bring it home. Very excited about that piece in the lot. I was also super excited to find these cat candle holders. Never seen these before either. So they were $6 for the pair. I think for the pair. They're always priced $6. Hopefully she did it for the pair. Anyways, I thought they were awesome. I mean, 12, even for 12, I still have plenty of margin in them because they're so unique and unusual. Was very excited to find these. And so I grabbed those because anything cat sells. And then speaking of cats, I also got what they like to eat, which are little mice. Aren't they so cute? So they were $1 and $2, which I thought was really good. I gotta shine these little guys up because they're gonna look so cute styled. Oh my God, they're so cute. So, so cute. Love these. And then I also got a set of these salt wells. Ooh, I'm dropping them in, which I thought were really cool. Now, a lot of the brass stuff was like mini. But I thought these were really cute. So they were $2 a piece, come with a little spoon. So yeah, I got 3 of these, which I thought was really great. I've never seen them before. And I actually went to 2 estate sales today and both of them had these, which I thought was really weird. Like, what is the chances of that? And then I also scored some amazing large brass bells, and brass bells have been selling really well for me. These were $8 a piece, these 2. And then I also got, and I also got this Indian brass bell as well, $8. So yeah, these are super solid brass bells. Brass bells of any kind are very valuable and sell really well. So I got these guys, thought they were phenomenal. And then I also scored on some mini brass candlestick sets. Now, these are something that sell really well for me because they're so cool and small and they're amazing for styling. So anytime I can get them, I absolutely pick them up. They're great to have when you're doing a dinner party, and you can get tall birthday candle size candles for them. They look awesome. So there was a shop actually in downtown Portland that would sell these for like $30 a piece. I'm not even joking. So anytime I can find them for cheap, like these were $2. I have to pick them up. I also got a brass camel. So he was only $4. And then the last brass piece that I'll show you, because there's a few more in here, is this kind of cool little, like she called it a ring keeper, but probably a little stash box of some kind. I thought it was really cute with this little feet. So anyways, really good. Oh gosh, I just knocked my water over. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I tended to the water spillage situation, and I think we've kind of lost the light a little bit. Sorry about that, because I think a rainstorm is coming through. But anyways, we're almost done with the haul portion. So those are all the things that I got at that very amazing sale this morning, along with the brass. Like I said, I'll show you more of the brass pieces on the screen when I like set them up and display them to show you. But this sale, I scored 2 things that I am so very excited about. I nearly lost my mind again. So these types of stone marble burr baths, the ones that are actually from Italy, and these ones, one of these did have a tag that said from Italy. These are very valuable and so popular right now because a lot of people like that, like Victorian, old world decorating style, and so these, they just go crazy for them. They're $15 a piece, which may seem like a lot, but knowing how much they go for, I was like absolutely floored to find them. And the crazy thing about this is I have always wanted to find these, never have found them ever in my life, and then this week I have found not 1, not 2, but technically 3. So the estate sale that I went to where I got the hands that I showed you earlier, I also went there for a giant burr bath like this. And I actually got it, but I gave it to one of my friends because she really adored it and she wanted it. And so I said, you may have it. You're welcome. I think the thrift gods rewarded me for that, me giving her the burr bath with 2 new burr baths, which she also wants these too, but she said she'd pay for them, so. But anyways, I just could not believe my luck that I actually got 2 of these. I was so very excited because these are so valuable. I also scored this absolutely giant brass key. This was $5, and I was very excited to find this. My son has not seen this yet. I'm debating on whether I let him play with it for a little bit because he is gonna lose his mind when he sees this giant key. So this is the hard thing. He comes to my studio space and he sees stuff. He's like, I want that. This, I really like it, Mama. I really want it. I'm like, what are you gonna do with that vintage piece? You're not playing with that, but to him, everything is really neat and interesting. So anyways, yeah, this will be for sale, but I have a feeling my son's gonna wanna steal it in the meantime. And the last thing I got out at the estate sale this morning was this beautiful framed original piece of art that is of some very beautiful lemons. And it's artist signed in 1970, dated in the corner. It's coming out of the frame, and it was not priced. And so when I went to ask like how much it was, she's like, $3. I'm like, $3? 100%, yes. So this will probably go to my booth space after I repair it, because I just think it will look really good, because I have a lot of green in my booth, my new booth, and so I think that will look really nice there. But yeah, I have to like somehow shore up the piece of art in the frame and then get some of those hook and eyes because one of them has fallen off. It's just a bit of, oh no, there it is. Okay, I just have to put it back. It's just a bit of a disaster. But anyways, for $3, original art, especially of lemons, which are very cool. I love lemons. Yeah, I thought it was a really good deal. Okay, so those are all the things that I got at the estate sales. I cannot believe how much luck I had this week. It was awesome. I mean, as much as I love taking you shopping with me and doing shopping days, it's not a great use of my time compared to spending 2 hours on a Saturday morning and getting a whole slew of stuff that I can sell in my Etsy shopping booth. So it's definitely my preferred way to accumulate inventory, but I know you guys like the shopping part too. So that's the other reason why I do it. Okay, so next up I'm gonna show you all the things that sold in my Etsy shop this week. Let's talk about what sold this week. So this brass trunk sold. I've actually had this for a while. I was planning to keep it for myself, but you know, you can't keep everything. This beautiful original painting on board with all this ornate detail sold. Another piece I kind of wanted to keep, but was persuaded to let go. And then this I got recently, this huge brass bird sold. And this peg rack sold. Funny enough, this is the second blonde colored peg rack I sold within like a week span. Which is always weird when things that are alike sell at the same time. And this very large bell sold. And this adorable bunny rabbit sold. This I will be sad to let go, because it was so cute. And this is the first time I've ever seen one in that particular stance. But it's going to someone who collects bunny rabbits. So very excited for its new home. These beautiful ceramic candle holders sold. This lovely needlepoint pillow sold. And then over here, sorry for the mess, this bamboo stand sold. And then another bamboo stand sold, which is too big to show you on screen. So I'll just pop an image on. And then some candle holders sold. And I think that's it. So yeah, really good sales week. And a lot of this stuff is going to regular buyers. So thank you, everyone. Really appreciate you supporting my business. It's move-in day. Here's my space. I'm going to give you a tour kind of what we have to put in today, and then tomorrow is when we'll probably do a lot of the styling. So here's the somewhat before. We have a few things we brought in today. It's like all over the place. But my mom and I are here to get this all, just the big stuff in today, and then we'll bring in the small stuff. But we're so excited to get our booth set up. Okay, so here is the end of day one load-in. So we have, I'm probably gonna get more of these shelves, and obviously we have tons of stuff we need to bring in still, but liking how it all is looking. And then once these chairs sell, hopefully they sell quickly, then I'll be able to bring in another like display piece or new shelves or new furniture rather. And then this we're thinking about hanging above here because that's something that's safe and won't hit people in the head if they do decide to sit down. And this is going to be filled with textiles. So yeah, it's looking really good. So we're back in my studio space to film the clothes. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm so excited to show you the final reveal of how my new booth is looking. I actually go tomorrow to kind of finish it off, price things, get it fully set up because we have a lot of shoppers coming in for our grand opening. So I'm very excited to have people come and shop my new space. So I promise in the next like video or so, I'm gonna give you like an overview of like what it's been like having a booth and why I decided to get a second booth and how it differs from selling on Etsy. So I know a lot of you have asked for kind of like an update on that whole side of my business. So I promise to get that to you very soon. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching again, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.